Nalukoola SG kyebakoze Chairman Electoral Commission mu meeting gy'abayisemu katubirabe.
I thank you for the latitude, my Lord. My name is Elias Nalukoola. My Lord, in the first place, allow me to submit that an election is not an event, but rather a process. Wrongdoing in the course of that process may indeed not result into the intended. My Lord, we had organized as per our harmonized program before the Electoral Commission to have our final and last rally at one parish. That is yesterday. And then in the final hours, we were informed by security organs that we were not allowed to hold our rally at one because Nambi, one of the candidates, had invited General Museveni to address a gathering at Kawempe One Parish, Mbogo Zone. We were advised to go to the other side after crossing Gayaza Road, and indeed we organized to have a rally at Komamboga and campaign within those parishes. However, as we were campaigning, the same security men attacked us, tear gassed us, shot at us. Many of my supporters sustained injuries. My motor vehicle, among other items, were confiscated. And Mr. Chairman, as we talk now, I don't have a motor vehicle. I'm a candidate, but my motor vehicle was confiscated by police. I can't communicate. My phones were taken, my money, even my tools of trade. You know, I'm an advocate and a commissioner for oath. My stamp was taken, my client's agreements which were in the motor vehicle. Can you imagine, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, my personal assistant and my supporters were arrested and detained at police. I can't communicate. Mr. Chairman, I could not even call you or any commissioner or even the returning officer because I don't have my phones. Is that acceptable in a free and democratic society? Mr. Chairman, we received information that there is a group of people at Namere who were taking ballot papers before polling. We could not believe that. So we chose to go there and talk in a civil manner to establish whether that is true. And yet in a company of the leader of opposition, Honorable Joel Senyoni, and the Secretary General of my party, Honorable Rubongoya, we went to Namere. We have learned that it is the house of Major Matovu, a former RDC. We found there a group of people with many motor vehicles. A number of them, their number plates had been covered. They were blocking off others. I'm talking about number plates. When we reached there as visitors, we were not welcomed, Mr. Chairman, but rather we were attacked. And my Secretary General here was hit in the face terribly with a baton. We went with a group of journalists. One sustained great injuries was Mr. Chibuika Stephen of NTV, and his camera was confiscated. The one of NBS, his phone was confiscated. Many of those guys shot in the air. Mr. Chairman, there is a problem somewhere. There is another camp along Rubongoya Road. It is led by one Captain Dashoya. I've come to know that he works with ISO. They are determined to do all wrongs, all evils against us. They are looking for our agents. Mr. Chairman, this is not how elections are conducted in a free and democratic society. When we reported the matter to police at Kawempe, no response. We were welcomed by the DPC, but we were there for almost an hour. They are saying, let us record your statements. Let us have this report entered into our books. And nobody is working on us. And we are afraid. We are likely to invite the citizens to take up that duty of protecting their fellow citizens instead of those who are supposed to keep law and order. Mr. Chairman, who is in control? Is it the police? Is it UPDF? Is it JAT? Where should we go? There is a challenge, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I don't have my motor vehicle. I don't have my phones. There is a challenge here. Allow me to invite my Secretary General to conclude my submissions. I thank you for that wonderful audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission and all the stakeholders gathered here. I wouldn't say it's a good afternoon in our camp as the National Unity Platform because this has been yet another violent electoral process. And we always have these meetings, pre-polling meetings every time. Unfortunately, I hope this time this meeting will yield. Because we had the same meeting in Omoro, we had the same meetings in Soroti, we had the same meetings in Oyam and other places. But we saw the very things we are complaining about today happened in those elections. For example, Mr. Chairman, when we met with you at the Commission, we agreed that we would adhere to the electoral program as approved. Our candidate has not been able to campaign in one parish, in a full parish, simply because yesterday security ordered him not to campaign there. And yet when we met the Electoral Commission, we were given assurance that because we believe that when the candidates were agreeing on their schedule, all candidates factored in who was going to come at what time, and so our candidate hasn't been able to campaign in a parish. And Mr. Chairman, I've written a complaint which is on your desk about that. Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission, you've consistently said there will be no numberless vehicles in this by-election. But just go to Kawempe and see how many numberless vehicles are there right now, some of which have been covered by the media. But like my candidate said here, today we bumped into them doing that. We got information that vehicles were moving into this compound with numbers. They come out without number plates. They go in with the number plates, they come out without number plates. So what is happening? And as we got into that compound, which we thought was actually a public place, because the cars which were there, some of them bore government number plates, and others did not have number plates at all, as you see on the media, because the journalists who were not battered and whose cameras were not taken, at least were able to capture all that. the question of predict ballot papers, Mr. Chairman, you've always given us assurances. Each time that the Commission protects these ballot papers, that you're the only ones with them. But Mr. Chairman, almost every by-election in this country and the general election, we normally see predict ballot papers. And we've been asking ourselves, where do these ballot papers come from? Number two, what happens to the people who are caught with those ballot papers? So, the fact that the Electoral Commission today is saying, you know, the ballot papers are safe, we do not have confidence in that statement because this is what has always been told to us, only to reach into the field. I am not a prophet, but I can predict that tomorrow you'll see predict ballot papers flying around. Usually in favor of the NRM candidates. And as you know, we've always raised these complaints. People are arrested with them. Some of the cases die. You don't see anybody prosecuted and all that. So, Mr. Chairman, we are very, very concerned about where we are right now. We are concerned by the information we are getting almost every minute about people gathered somewhere, critiquing ballot papers and all that. Yes, our polling agents will be there. Pick them up like they have done in the past. You remember, Mr. Chairman, in Omoro and many other by-elections, security moved in and picked up many of our polling agents off polling stations. And these are complaints we've repeatedly made to the Commission. So we hope this time around that when our polling agents come to the polling stations, they actually will be left to do their work, and that the voice of the people of Kawempe North will be respected. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Balimwezo.
Thank you so much. My name is Balimwezo Ronald Zuga, member of Loop. I wanted to know the extent of the polling station. If I finish voting and I stand 100 meters away from that protected zone, am I wrong? That's what I want to know.
Thank you very much.
And two, what are the roles of the NRDCs in this election?
Thank you very much. Pass that microphone to the young man behind you. There's a young man behind you. Pass give it to him, then to you.
I'm a candidate.
Sorry. Please,
Thank you so much.
Please, by all means.
My name is Nalukoola Mahmoud, aspiring MP and independent. Mine is just to supplement on what Honorable Balimwezo was saying. The fraternity, the people will need to know why all the security operatives are inclusive in this by-election. This has brought a lot of fear, intimidation, mostly among the ghetto youth. Yesterday, yes, there are almost 60% have been detained. We have been receiving calls this morning that the ghetto youth, when these security operatives just look at them, they just get them and incarcerate them. So the ladies are in fear, and even the ghetto youth. Those young men in ghettos, they have fear, and they are most likely not to participate in this election. I would like also to bring to your attention that why don't you let these UPDF, the judge, go out of this process, and we at least remain with police. That one we can handle. But these guys of judge, Fuso, Diso, Piso, they are going to bring a lot of fear in our electorates. Please, kindly, Mr. Chairman, do whatever you can and let these people move out of the process. And lastly, is about the register. By now, having the registers, how do you think we are going to move on by receiving the registers this early, this late? Please, you have done no justice to us. Thank you so much.
Lord Chair, with your indulgence, I think you may wish to first take this, and then we can have another round. You may wish to. The person is going to respond to those, and then we'll take another round.
Dear participants, thank you for the questions you have raised. I'll ask my secretary to respond to the issue of the registers, the timeliness of releasing or availing the registers to the candidates. The other issue is what I wanted him to respond to. The issue of observers, the issue raised by Mr. Kasozi of DP. The railroad told him one thing, now we are saying another thing. What is the correct position? And because of that, they were not able to therefore have the intended observers, those parishes, accredited or cleared. What can they do now? Then I'll respond to the rest. Okay. Secretary.
Thank you, Lord Chair. The Commission is required under the law to, within 12 hours, polling, share with political parties and candidates participating in an election some of the materials that I think the regional officer talked about here. A copy of the polling register. What we share with political parties is a copy of the polling register that is enclosed in the ballot box that goes to the polling station. The serial numbers of seals that have been used to seal the metallic box that transmits polling materials to the polling station, the seals to be used to seal the polling box during polling, and the serial number of the seal that seals the box after polling is concluded. We also share, as required by the law, a copy of the serial numbers of the transparent, tamper-evident envelopes that transmit results from the polling station to the returning officer, as well as the one that transmits the official report book and a second copy of the results. We also share with them the serial number of the declaration of results forms that are issued to each polling station. And this one we always do. I'm sure by now the participating political parties and candidates have already received files containing these details. The regional officer did mention here that when we were doing final packing of the kits, it was done in the presence of some of the agents or representatives of political parties and candidates. For avoidance of doubt, my Lord, this activity was done this afternoon at the Commission Warehouse in Banda. Mr. Peter Aiso of NUP was there. Is he here? Do you know him, Oleus? Mr. Peter, he was there. He was physically present and he signed in our register. Mr. Owere Asoka of NRM was there. Alice Katusabe of FDC was there. Tumusime Esau, representing Ajat Hanifa Kaladi, was there. When we packed all these materials, including the ballot papers that are being talked about, maybe I forgot to mention that in that file also, there are serial numbers of all ballot papers that we have sent each polling station. You have a copy of those ballot papers that we have in our box, which will be at the polling station tomorrow. You already have the serial numbers of those ballot papers, and these people were there when we sealed them. So we have also now been able to transmit to each of these political parties and candidates a copy of the register. This register is supposed to be used at the polling station tomorrow when voters are being verified, so that the political parties and candidates representatives, together with the polling officials, collectively verify voters who come to the polling station and present themselves to vote. This one we have done. On the question of the Democratic Party, these guidelines are in writing and they were issued right from the time, my Lord, you addressed the consultative meeting when the program for this activity was rolled out in Kawempe at the Tick Hotel. Political parties were informed then, and they have continuously been updated that you to be accredited to observe different processes in the by-election, you apply for accreditation and you apply to the Electoral Commission. It's unfortunate that the DP, and DP of course is an old party, we have been together in these things. So I don't know why the representative this time decided to look for advice and ended up not submitting where these lists are supposed to be, has closed, because it's not just a matter of bringing the name and then you go and you observe. There are processes. These names are presented formally in the meetings. We call it the accreditation committee. The accreditation committee discusses the list, and then the list is approved. Upon approval, then we print the tags which have been now issued. I see some of you putting them on. So it's a process. It's not just a one-off issue. So right now, that is where we are, my Lord. I hope I have answered.
Thank you. Now, Honorable, I think this is a candidate, Mohamud. Why all this security clampdown? Why don't you get rid of UPDF, JAD, and leave the police whom you can deal with? First of all, the Electoral Commission is not responsible for the deployment of security in the electoral process. That is the preserve of the Uganda Police Force. Ours is to work with the Uganda Police Force, whose primary role is to maintain law and order, which is a critical requirement in our elections in this country, which have become a do or die, cutthroat business or affair. We need security without a doubt. And in our preparations, in our planning, we inform the Uganda Police Force to be alert, to be aware that we have this exercise. However, according to the Constitution, I think it is Article 212, which spells out the functions of the Uganda Police Force. It says, the functions of the Uganda Police Force shall include the following, among others: to cooperate with the civilian authority and the other security organs established under this Constitution and with the population generally. It is their prerogative to cooperate with other security organs in whatever task they are involved in execution of their mandate. But since members of Uganda Police Force are here, I see very many senior officers, I think they will answer that one in greater detail, since I don't work with the Uganda Police Force. So the head of security in this election from the Uganda Police Force headquarters or the regional police commander should be in position to explain that or talk about that in greater detail. But legally, by all the Constitution permits the Uganda Police Force to work with other security agencies as they go about executing their mandate. And the question is, how do these people conduct themselves? I think that is at the heart of the matter. They are expected and required to act in accordance with the law. All of us, whether I'm the chairman of the Electoral Commission, or the commissioners, or the staff of the commission, or a minister, or a commander of the army, we are all required to act in accordance with the law. I think that's the principle. Therefore, any officer who acts or oversteps him or herself should be dealt with in accordance with the law. Period. Honorable Maso, yes, the law permits you to stand about 100 meters from the polling station. One, if you have finished casting your vote, you don't have to hang around the precincts of the polling station because you are crowding it. You have cast your vote, leave space for other voters who have not yet cast their vote. You come and do so. But you can stand about 100 meters away. Provided, I repeat, provided your presence is not disruptive to the voters who are approaching this polling station. And secondly, provided you are not causing commotion within or around or near the polling station. No commotion, no drinking waragi or beer, it's 100 meters, no playing music, no. You can just humbly be there. You wait for the counting of the votes to come and witness the counting. Because at times we see some people who are rowdy. If I know these voters don't support candidate Balimwezo and they are about to tell, they tend to disrupt them or to intimidate them. That's not allowed. So please, let us respect the rights of other voters to peacefully go to these polling stations and cast their vote just like you have done. Youth in the ghetto being arrested. Well, honestly, I cannot talk about that. Again, maybe the police will have to do that. But what I know as a general matter of fact is that whether we are in an electoral season or activity or not, the observance, maintenance of law and order is a continuous process. This must be observed law enforcement agencies must ensure law and order is observed by the end. So, if for reasons known to the police, maybe they suspect these people were committing a crime or about to commit a crime, we are not going to say, no, when we are in elections, leave people alone. Even when you find them breaking into houses, leave them alone. But maybe they can talk about that, whether they have reasonable ground that led them to the arrest of these people, if at all. Now, Mr. Luis Rubongoya, on the issue of your candidate not being able to campaign in all the areas yesterday because of the reasons you have given, how I wish you had brought this matter to the Electoral Commission, to the attention of the Electoral Commission. How many of us participated in the Kyadondo East by-elections? Those of us who were there. Kyadondo East, yes, Farida, you were there. Quite a number. Do you remember what happened when I think the chairman of NRM, who is the president also, was supposed to go to, I think, a certain area to campaign for their candidate, Kyadondo East. That venue had previously been booked in the harmonization program or activity by, was it FDC candidate or Stephen? Yeah, was it Kunyingi or no? Katiti. Who was the other person? Anyway, the issue is the NRM candidate in that by-election wanted to bring his party chairman to this venue. But that venue in the harmonization process was booked by another candidate. And these people deployed SFC, they put up their equipment, secured the area. The matter was brought to the attention of the commission. I remember I was sitting in my office at that time. And what we did was consulted with my fellow commissioners, and we told the people that, look, that venue was booked by that candidate. It should remain like that. And indeed, the party, NRM party chairman was, should we say, vacated, or he was told, the candidate of NRM, because for us we don't arrange, the harmonization program is not for the party presidents, party chairpersons, it is for the candidates. So it's the candidate who indicates that, look, my party president or chairman will be coming to lend me support on such a day. Can we please have him on this venue? If he had brought it to our attention, we would have looked at it, but it was not, unfortunately. However, as a matter of principle, the harmonized campaign program can be altered. It's not cast in stone. It can be altered or changed any minute. Parties are in agreement with the candidates. If the candidate X wants to change his or her venue to another venue, which is already booked by candidate Y, they have to agree among themselves that, can you allow me to occupy this venue instead of the other, you. So, but in this case, as I say, this matter was not brought to our attention. We would have handled it. We handled Kyadondo East in the 20, was it 18 or 19? I don't remember. Number plates. We have discussed this matter in various engagements, and I thought this was something of the past. I think Mr. Rubongoya, I don't know whether he has left. Those of you who are in Dokoro, those of you who are in Kisoro, those of you who are in Wales, Yam, South, Serere, and so on. The concept of numberless vehicles had been dealt with. However, you want to add security. You the ones who are in charge. We do not expect as a commission to see numberless vehicles moving around tomorrow. We don't expect those. You very well know that such vehicles moving that manner are in breach of the law. And secondly, you create something sinister about your presence in the electoral area. If you are up to good or something legal, why should you obscure your number plate? So we thought we had put that behind us, because in subsequent by-elections we have been holding, we have not been having that phenomenon of numberless vehicles. We don't expect to see those. Maybe the police, I want you to note this. I want you to talk about this. Should we expect numberless vehicles tomorrow again? Who are these people who are above the law, who are moving these vehicles? And security just waves the white handkerchief at them. Muiteu. So should other people also move with the numberless vehicles? Should all of us get rid of our numbers because we are having by-elections at Wempe North Division by-election? Should we do that? I repeat, we don't expect to see such vehicles. And if they are seen, please let them be pounded, because that's the law. Protect ballot papers. You know, we were in the which constituency was this? Oyam, Stephen, Commissioner? Oyam North, where some people invaded a polling station, people there in the rural areas, grabbed the ballot papers, critiqued them, and stuffed them. The Wananchi were very annoyed after this group had left, because understand or even ample. They smashed the ballot box and tore all these ballot papers. We went there with Commissioner Stephen. We informed what had happened. Two things. The critical thing is the fact that they could only come to the polling station and grab ballot papers which were lawfully or legally deployed at that polling station is an indication they could not get these ballot papers elsewhere. They could not obtain our ballot papers elsewhere apart from grabbing those which were lawfully placed at this polling station. That is one thing. Secondly, these were not staff of EC. Suppose. Thirdly, the polling station was manned by an unarmed constable. Our elections are so democratic that we don't even allow an armed police officer to be in charge of the polling station. No. So the constable was not armed. These people had the arms or a weapon. They came, grabbed the ballot papers, and did what they had. This is why we keep emphasizing and repeating that in order for us to have a credible, peaceful, free and fair election, every one of us must play his or her role in accordance with the law. My officers have told you the elaborate measures we have taken to be open and transparent about every process in this election, every planning, everything. We're even giving you the serial numbers of the ballot papers which are going to be placed at every polling station. We're giving you the serial numbers of the seals which will be placed on these boxes. The commission has done its best. We have invited you to observe or to witness the dispatch of these materials. Tomorrow, as a commission, we do our part. And you also do your part. Political parties, agents, candidates, supporters of voters, security agencies, do your part. And then we shall have a good election. Now, on the issue of, I don't expect the agents to be picked up. Why? The agents are provided for under the law. In fact, I want to clear the question with it, I think, Augustine, related to agents. I'm coming. Now, according to the parliamentary election, because Augustine was saying that the law talks of at least 2, but does not give a maximum number of agents, just gives a minimum. Section 32, subsection 2, Parliamentary Elections Act says, not more polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate. Not more than 2 representatives of polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate. So a candidate is only entitled to 2 polling agents per polling station. However, these agents are provided for under the law. Their presence at the polling station is therefore lawful or legal. We therefore do not expect anyone to place them under arrest because they are there legal. Provided police agents, if you have not done it yet, can you do it tonight? Give your agents introductory letters or appointment letters, which you will hand over to the presiding officer. My agent at this polling station is so and so, so and so. Give them these letters, which you will hand over to the presiding officer for purposes of identification. Please, unless an agent is committing a crime or suspected to be committing a crime, he or she should not be placed under arrest. Now, candidate Nalukoola, I think I've talked about the last rally you're supposed to hold. How I wish you had brought that matter to our attention. Would have, I'm sure, addressed it as a commission. Whatever happened to you, your property being confiscated, your people being arrested, as I said, I don't speak for security of Uganda Police Force. I think they are here. They can explain that as to why they should not hand back your vehicle. Maybe it is an exhibit, I don't know. I don't want to conjecture or guess as to why this episode before you. Now, the issue of Namere Pritiki, I only wish you had got a sample of this ballot paper. That you say you are not welcome, though you are visitors. And I think it is an African for us to handle visitors in such a manner. But if you suspect that something wrong is being done in relation to the by-election, our numbers, we have raised the toll-free numbers. Can you raise us? And why don't you raise us? Why didn't you raise us as a commission? I saw Mr. Rubongoya has missed a call, unfortunately, because I was in a meeting. When I tried to call back, he's not here. I tried to go back about 5 times. It was off. It was switched off. Maybe they had grabbed it also, I don't know. But it was off. We respond. But let's not try to appear to be the ones who are enforcing some of these things. The enforcement. Now, the issue of reporting to police, again, they are here. I don't know whether the DPC Kaweb is here. Why did you not take action when it was reported to you that some suspected crime concerning elections was taking place at Namere and this Bombo Road led by Captain Chashoya? Why was no action taken? I think there was Kamia Kasus has been answered. Augustine, your people were arrested yet they have been accredited? That's unfortunate. Have we issued them with accreditation tags already? And the issue of the ones who intended to replace being accredited instead, maybe the commissioner in charge of accreditation is here, Commissioner Simon. I think you will respond to that. You know, we are so organized. Everything has somebody responsible. Now, the person in charge of accreditation, committee, and the commission is Dr. Simbo. Although I'm the chairman, he knows how he handles these things. He only briefs us that this is what has happened. We have received so many applications. We have upgraded so many. Dr. Sim, I think he will talk about that, of the upgradation of the FDC people. What time is supposed to press? What time is supposed to...
Byebyo noza mbiwulidde. Omusajja ebibuzo bazanya bizanye katemba kabadi kawe naye kati mu Uganda gwo yino okwebereramu kwane ngeja addamu ebibuzo yekubira ebimutabiddamu yekweka akola atya kati mu Uganda gwo vunanizibwa bwo tulanga tutereze ensi yaffe tutereze eggwanga lyaffe naye bano si bannaffe tebalidde kuva mu buyinza nga tebabbye tulina okubajjawo n'amaanyi nakifuba tutereze ensi yaffe.